we've already seen what a new game mode in Spellbreak can do for the player base. It breathes a fresh air into the game, and in my opinion could be more beneficial than a new gauntlet, which is still very much needed in the game, by the way. Now the question is, what should be the next new game mode added to Spellbreak? Should it only be one game mode, or should they be multiple? How can we fit these game modes without already splitting the player base? And we can't forget about rank either. I address all of this in a Spellbreak match, which you guys are about to see. So sit back, relax, and I'll see you in a few seconds. Just to start things off, I don't want to spend too much time on Dominion just because I already made a YouTube video on like ways that they can improve Dominion. One thing I didn't mention though in that video is like something that's been on my mind, and a lot of other creators have said this, especially Marcus aka Apostle, basically that Dominion should probably have like a second objective. And I think a cool objective would be like maybe having something to deal with mobility, you know, because Spellbreak has a lot of mobility options, and I think it'd be cool to like demonstrate that in an objective, in a game mode objective, right? So I was thinking, what's magical and will require a lot of movement? And for my people, for my Harry Potter fans, you guys might know a thing called Quidditch. Basically, there's like a Quidditch ball, which I think is called a quaffle. I'm not too sure. I didn't really watch the Harry Potter series like that, but I think it'd be cool if like maybe after a team reaches like an X amount of points, a quaffle ball, I said quaffle ball, or a Quidditch ball, I'm not too sure. And the final objective of Dominion is to catch that ball, or maybe do X amount of damage to that ball that's like just floating everywhere, moving at high speeds, you know. Really test your aim and like your ability to catch it. Or it could just be something that you catch too, right? It's moving at high speeds and you have to catch it. That could be a cool thing to do as well. This video is about talking about potential new game modes for Spellbreak, right? And how you can implement them in Spellbreak now and in the future, basically, right? Me personally, I think a round-based game mode would be amazing in Spellbreak. Oh, hello there, buddy. We hit those, baby. Okay, we in here like swimwear. Oh, they're using Rebirth. Got Vital Stone, right? Vital Stone. Rich Chiga. I love that username. That's a hilarious username. I'm not even too sure if I'm allowed to say that. Am I allowed to say that? Do I have rights to say that? We're just gonna pretend like I never said it. Oh my goodness. Okay, but yeah, where was I? What was I talking about? I totally forgot. Oh yeah, a game mode that I think a round-based game mode would be awesome. Either that could be like maybe Arena's 3v3 game mode, or something that I personally like that I've seen in other games is like an elimination. Oh, we got to do this again. But yeah, a game mode that's similar to other games that I played. The whole goal is to eliminate everyone on the other team. It's been called a bunch of different things. Like for example, in Splitgate, it's called Takedown. Rogue Company has something like this. They call it Dodgeball. And I think Halo has a game mode like what I'm about to explain to, right? The whole point is to eliminate everybody on the other team before they respawn. So it's a respawnable round-based game mode. And I feel like it kind of does a little bit of everything that Proletariat wants a game mode to do. Like it could be casual and it could be very competitive. At the end of the day, anything that Proletariat brings will be pretty competitive unless it's like an LTM that's designed to be hella casual, right? Oh, you guys aren't giving me a time to breathe out here. All these bots, you gotta love it. But yeah, I think like a game mode like that would be awesome. A takedown version in Spellbreak where the goal is to eliminate everybody on the other team before they can respawn. Like I had fun with that game mode in all the other games I played, whether it was Splitgate or even Rogue Company. No! I done died. It feels bad. Oh well, we can spectate. But there are other game modes that have been suggested in the community before. Stuff like Capture the Flag, Search and Destroy, Fortress Defense, which I think will all be pretty cool to have in Spellbreak. But a lot of those are like very casual friendly, right? Especially Team Deathmatch. And I'm not talking about Clash either. Clash just felt like an incomplete Team Deathmatch. When I say Team Deathmatch, I mean a Team Deathmatch with a legit shop, no RNG shop, Let's just make that clear right now, please, for the love of God. Let's get rid of the RNG shop. I don't know that many people who actually like RNG shops. I'm sure there are people out there, but they're the very small minority who prefer an RNG shop instead of a legit shop. I mentioned this in my Dominion video on how to fix Dominion, that Proletariat can like do something similar to how Paladins has their shop set out and whatnot. And all those game modes would be great, but the whole problem is like, even if Spellbreak has a good number of players, when you add a new game mode, it's just gonna split the base and increase loading times, right? And we even seen this when Dominion was released as well. When Dominion was released, we had a good number of players during the release of Chapter 2, right? And because there were so many game modes on the release of Chapter 2, there were times where the queues were still pretty long, just because there were so many game modes being split, right? And one thing that they can do is to have like rotating game modes, like maybe every hour, at least 2 popular VR game modes are rotating. You keep the most popular VR game mode, and I'm sure Proletariat has the stats to figure out, oh, which VR mode is the most popular and which 2 are the least popular, right? Why limit yourself to just releasing one new game mode, right? Why not release multiple new game modes, but have them be rotating, you know? I think that'd be a great way to see what the community really likes, instead of just going all gun-ho in one new game mode. Do a bunch of different game modes and see what the community really favors. And that will give you an insight of, okay, let's focus on improving this aspect of whatever people like the most, right? Whether that's capture the flag, fortress defense, and then they could like add a little twist to it, right? They try to add a twist with Dominion. I really like the fact that they were trying to get creative. They kind of missed a little bit just because the Val Guards are highly annoying, and the whole RNG system is also distasteful for the majority of players. But they could just try to keep things simple, you know? Like, for example, if they were gonna do an arena style 3v3, kind of like how Apex has it, they can make it better, you know? It's still a great game mode that I enjoy playing, but at times it can be very annoying. For one, it can get really repetitive, right? And there's some things you can do to combat that repetitiveness, right? You can have moving zones, right? A moving zone that closes and then just, you know, forces players into a certain position. That will keep things a little bit spicy, or they can have a second objective where once a team has X amount of wins ahead of the other team, maybe you could bring back the quaffle or whatever, you know, where they have to catch this ball that's moving at high speeds, or maybe destroy the ball that's moving at high speeds. I think both would be kind of interesting if they can maybe test those out. And another thing that sucks with arenas, or not, let me not say it sucks, but one thing that I've seen like a lot of Apex players wish that they could do is switch their characters. So if Proletariat decides to do like an arenas 3v3 game mode, give us the option to switch our builds, and like in a halfway point, or like, yeah, at a halfway point where we can change our class and try to combat the other team. Of course, I think there should be a penalty for it, and the other team should be, and there should be some kind of graphic to indicate to the other team that, oh, someone on this team is switching their builds or something. Or it could just be like after X amount of rounds, both teams have the opportunity of switching their classes, builds, talents, and all that jazz. I think that'd be kind of interesting per match. And like I was talking about earlier about LTMs, they could also rotate LTMs as well, which I think will be kind of interesting. This is post-editing Kaizen, and I just wanted to clear up some things. When I say LTMs, I mean things that are a little bit more fun and casual game modes for Spellbreak, like a frost only game mode, but the ice shots can bounce off of walls, kind of like how they did in alpha and pre-alpha, which I never really got to experience, but watching some of Ghosty's gameplay, it looks amazing, right? Stuff like that, like a dodgeball only game mode, but you only have boulders to shoot instead of your normal projectiles, right? I think stuff like that when I say LTMs. And lastly, I guess we could talk about the ranked game mode, right? A lot of people want ranked BR, and ranked BR would be pretty cool. Ranked BR requires so much. It requires your game to be very, very, very popular. That's one thing I think people need to realize, is that when we had Dominion, it was a struggle to even get like 10 people for a ranked Dominions match. So trying to get 42 players for a ranked BR is going to be even more of a headache. So one thing that they can do to change this possibly is that maybe they can like modify this BR game, right? They can have the BR game start either at the first or second zone, have people drop in with their preset loadouts, right? Something similar to how Dominion has it set up, where we start a Dominion match already having certain builds that we want. Like maybe everyone starts off as uncommon or rare. So that way you can, instead of requiring 42 people, it will only need about 20 or so, right? And that could be Spellbreak's version of a ranked BR. Until we have like an ungodly amount of players playing Spellbreak, right? All right, let's see who wins this. Okay, Chill Practor. GG's Chill Practor. But yeah, let me know how you guys feel about this. What are some game modes you guys would like? And how would you guys personally solve the whole issue of too many game modes and not enough players kind of thing, right? Would you guys prefer them rotating, or would you just want Spellbreak to do one game mode at a time per chapter release? Let me know down in the comments below. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.